The future is bright for Throne of Liberty, and here is why. So let's break down this Tico Talks letter and talk about the future of Throne of Liberty with the game plan and what we know so far. So let's get to it. Usually we get a well-produced video and we get lots of cool updates. This time we got a letter. Now this was kind of paid off as I highlighted here, feeling nice to write a letter. However, I just want to point out there that it's probably, what the reality is that, everyone is with the family, time off at home, yada yada yada, so they probably didn't have the means or the ways to actually produce the video, and they play off of let's write a letter. Which is fine with me, because the letter is actually pretty nice. Here are the huge wins that I believe is already a win from the past, and it makes me really strong about the future of the game with some additional roadmap details and more. Number 1. Spear release has been actually pretty good. I don't know if you guys played New World, but when they released something new, everything broke. And yes, there are some issues and of course some breakage and yada yada yada, but the devs here are actually capable of fixing it, no offense. To a New World is now in a much better state than before, but that game is unfortunately written off for me. So again, Spear is a huge win in my books because it was a great release with little issues, and again, to be honest with you, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna touch Spear. I'm just gonna stick with my main build, and then a week later I'm like, alright, I'm Spear main now, baby. The winter holiday system that they released and all these little cool things that they got is actually pretty awesome as well. I think everybody was excited about it, and we can get lots of cool stuff with it to spice up the basically holiday spirit. And I actually like it. I like the custom music as well. I think they did a really good job with it, so I'm happy with that. Now the Rune release was pretty okay. They already made an adjustment from the Korean server to us. However, it was still not great. And they took feedback super quick, which is awesome because what happened is that right away we were able to get it from dungeons and so many other different ways to able to earn the actual runes, because before it was hard to come by. You had to do the trials and that's it. And now they already adjusted it and you can get it drops almost anywhere and everywhere, so it's actually pretty cool. So now let's talk about these daily activities. So the daily activities is in the near future as a fix. As you can see it here, they understand that, and it's really cool because they actually monitor the players' likelihood of playing the game on the daily basis, which is huge. And it seems like that they're well aware that the current system that they have is more like a chore. And I couldn't agree more, because you do this, it's not an adventure, it's definitely a chore. It feels like a chore. Every day you log in, you do the same thing over and over and over, and there's nothing cool about it. It's not even challenging. You just do it as a to-do list, and I hate it. But here's the thing, because here's what you could do. I could do chores around my house and get a better reward for it instead of in the game when I log in at night, right? Or I could just ask for overtime at work and get a better reward. Then here I don't get anything extra, it's just a chore that I don't want to do. So I'm really excited that they're actually looking into this and they're going to adjust and make it a little bit different. Now the PvP is another major thing that they're going to think about. And I'm excited for that because PvP right now it exists in the game way more than lots of MMOs, but this is a PvP MMO after all, and for that it's not that great. But before I'm negative, I want to say that New World still even today has less PvP than Throne of Liberty has today and at the launch. And also the updates, the PvP maps, the everything and the content that you can do in Throne of Liberty is like 100 times more than in New World even today. And that is one of the reasons why New World died down slowly. Well, actually not slowly, very quickly. And the Throne of Liberty is still thriving pretty good. And I think the future looks really good. And we'll talk about it in a minute with the roadmap. Just give me one sec. Now, I think the most major update that's going to be, and the focus needs to be for 2025, is the improved combat targeting system. Right now, the targeting system is not great by any means.
Basically, if a player goes stealth near a mob, your attacks automatically continue on the mob instead.
And here's the thing, when I played, I thought I suck at it, right? And I started seeing Canon and other players on stream, and I realized that they are not great at it either. So that it should mean that the system maybe itself is a little faulty. And to say the least, it sure is.
Basically, if a player goes stealth near a mob, your attacks automatically continue on the mob instead.
That confirms that it is going to be better soon. So we just have to hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. So let's hang in there. The last but not least, let's take a look at the future of Throne of Liberty by this roadmap in Korea. And now, before we even dig deep into this, I want to let you know that it probably or might be changing. However, there were a few things that we could be sure of, because the Spear release was exactly the same release in Korea and the US, or on the western side of things. So we should get, I believe, the Weapon Master at the same time, the one-man engine at the same time, and I think even the inter-server siege, which will be interesting, and of course the 12-player raids. Everything else might be a little bit different, but I think these will be about the same, on the same date. So I think these are sure things that are coming, and we should talk about it, because the number 1 on the spirit list was great. I think a huge thing that we should look forward to is a weapon mastery, because currently the weapon mastery is alright, but I think with this it will be more simplified, but also can be more complicated at the end of the receiving things, if that makes sense.
Each weapon will have 200 levels, and 1 level equals 1 point you can spend on a node. And you can see your remaining points up here. And based on your current level 16 mastery, it's gonna become about level 60.
So it will allow you to have a better build and more unique build than everybody else is doing the same thing, if that makes sense. And I hope it will fix the current rock, paper, scissors, although I don't think it will ever go away, but I think it will adjust at least a little bit. And more skill and choice comes into the game. So not just everybody runs in the same thing, doing the same thing, same skills, same setup, if that makes sense. So I really look forward to this. As far as the one-man dungeons, that's not really my content, so if you're into that, then go for it. I think it will be cool, but I just don't like solo content, and I'm all about PvP, so that's not my thing. Now the inner server siege will be interesting, at least, because I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but I guess this will maybe, just maybe, pause the guilds to start mass transferring to servers and kill off the mood of them. So maybe this will fix that. Maybe there's a bigger picture here, but that's all we see on the surface. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me know what you think about it. Now the 12-player raid, I know nothing about, but I'm excited for it. It sounds great to me already. So what is your most exciting future of the game, and what do you think about the game? Do you think it's going to be another new world, or it's going to be another successor of Lineage 2? Why I also speak so kindly of this game, even though it has its issues and it still needs lots of fixing, of course, but I do love this game, and I think it's been a good release. The only other thing that I look forward to even try, Ashes of Creations. That's it. The more I know about Ashes, the less I'm looking forward to it, and the more I know about it, the less I'm looking to leave Throne of Liberty, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely going to try it because I have huge hopes for Ashes of Creations, but also I still have huge hopes for Throne of Liberty. And look, I put up the news here. Just type in Throne of Liberty, and everything that you see here, even from 5 days ago, in October, November, December, there are lots of positive, and even the negative has a positive ending. If you click on any of these news articles, and this is what I like the most, it literally says right here, Throne of Liberty review, very much a Lineage successor by MMORPG.com. I love that title because I believe it's true. And I loved Lineage 2, or Lineage 2, I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyways, it addresses pain points for overwhelming dailies and janky combat. There we go, that's literally what we just talked about today, so that's already good. Well received, it seems like.
And I agree with the title, by the way.
Throne of Liberty's siege event was the most fun I have ever had in an MMO, The Gamer. I agree. So there's so much potential and so much great news for the game. I highly recommend, if you ever feel down, just go Google the news, read through this, watch a few videos like mine, smash the like button, and you will see that the future is bright.